All right, guys. I'm Adam with SeeYouLaterLeaner, and I am here with one of our newest IFBB pros, Nicki Clunker. She got her pro card at Masters Nationals, and we had a great season together. A Masters overall title and a pro card. Very, very close in the overall at Nationals. They moved her in. But we just have a lot to talk about. Her journey was so cool. And I just want to introduce Nicki to our viewers. So good to have you. I know this is your first podcast, and I'm so excited to have you on because you have so much to share. So first, I think one of the interesting things is how we met and how we kept meeting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you chat about that.
Okay. I kept running into you like at weird places, not at bodybuilding shows or like gyms, like you would think an athlete would run into a coach, but at like the airport or like where else was the other one? Oh, the meet and greet at Olympia. But it was like after it was over. It was kind of weird spaces. I think we were like on the same plane or
on the same flights often. Yeah.
It was so weird. So finally, the last time I ran into you, I was like, maybe this is just like a sign from the universe and I need to just see how it goes. And Adam was local. So that seemed like it was a good plan for me.
Yeah, absolutely. It was always odd how much we would run into each other. I'm sure we're even forgetting times we did. And I was like, this is crazy. I'm always seeing you. And then I believe we started in December or January, right?
I think I reached out to you in December and was like, I want to like gas pedal in January. And you were just like ready for it. So.
Yeah. Our prep was interesting because you were pretty lean when we started.
Yeah.
And we wanted to put some size on.
Mm-hmm.
And, usually, and you assured me, you're like, I get lean pretty fast. And I think it was even... We had planned to cut in May, but we ended up extending our bulk until about April, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, we planned to bulk until April, and then we extended it till May.
May. Yes.
And that was great, feedback from you. So you really kind of helped guide me. And you assured me your shoulders would grow fast.
Yeah, I was like, they will come up, I promise you.
They definitely did. I was really amazed at the amount of muscle we were able to put on in a short amount of time. And that was really, really cool. That was one of the things that really stood out a lot about your journey. But something new was brought to the table. You had always done meal plans before.
Yes. Yeah, I've always done the meal plan. So coming into macros, it was really... I was scared. I was nervous.
Yeah.
But it was actually life-changing for me because I feel like this is the first prep that I didn't go off plan. I didn't binge. I didn't like do anything crazy. It was just like, oh, these are my macros and I just follow it. So
yeah, it can be scary because we get into prep and we start worrying like, if you've always done a meal plan and you had done macros just on your own for lifestyle dieting.
Yeah.
So you knew how to do it. So it was an easier transition. But sometimes in an extreme sport like contest prep, we worry, am I going to mess something up? Am I not going to get lean enough? And, that May to, I believe it was June timeline that we started cutting, we don't have a lot of room for error. So I could see where that would be scary. Maybe I only got lean because I ate the same things all the time. You start having those doubts. But I like to give athletes the opportunity to try it because, I'm a coach first. So coaching over plans. So for me, if you found you didn't like macros, we would have pulled you back into a meal plan. But I knew you would like it once you started doing it. So that's so awesome that you're able to do it.
Yeah, I just figured I'd give it like a full try with my honest effort and see if I liked it. And actually, this was like the leanest that I've ever been in all of my years of competing. So it was kind of interesting to trust the process that you gave me and just go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you juggle a lot. And I think that kind of ties into macros because you travel a good amount for your children. And One thing I've always liked about you is as much as you're an amazing competitor, you're definitely a mom
Yep.
and lifer first. So, like,
Yes.
you take care of the things you need to take care of first. And I think that's so cool because I see a lot of people who maybe just drop everything for contest prep. And
Hmm.
I noticed that you just really kept everything together. There were a few check ins where you had some almost relatively sleepless nights
Yeah.
because of all the driving
Yeah.
and things that you had to do. But tell us a little bit about your life. I think you've got such an interesting story, and it's really amazing all that you do.
So I live out in a small town, about an hour outside of Vegas. I commute into Vegas for work. I have 3 children, 4 animals, and then I don't know. I work night shifts and prep, so you have to prioritize and prep like what's important. It's like the kids are important, work is important because that supports the kids, but like you also like prep has to be prioritized too. So you just have to kind of like make sure you go down the line of prioritizing the things.
Yeah,
So I have a 19-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 9-year-old. And so they all do various activities and sports. So I'm kind of running them all over the place. And, but we make it work. I don't know. You figure it out, it just kind of
yeah.
comes to you.
It's so cool you compete on top of that. My father was very present, like in my sports, and I can tell you, like, your kids will never forget, like, how present you are in those
Yeah.
things. Those are some of my greatest memories of,
Yeah.
like, wow, my dad was doing so much, but he still somehow made the time to,
Yeah.
like, come to my
Yeah, I
things.
hope they see that one day. I do think being like an athlete also encourages them to be like active too. So that kind of is cool. And then when you come home with your trophies and they're like, "Yes, mom, you did it." Or they call you like, "You got your card." And like, so they were all extremely excited for it because they've been there through the whole process. Like, I'm sure they're tired of eating chicken and rice, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
That's amazing. So they eat some of the foods you eat
Yeah.
because you bulk cook.
Yeah.
That's great because it teaches a healthy lifestyle for the children as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. It
So
teaches balance. Yeah.
you have a good support system. I'll
Yeah.
never forget the crowd you brought to Nevada State. Those girls were amazing.
I was like, don't look at them, don't look at them. And I look at them and you can see on stage, I'm like, that's them.
There were like 3 of them, but when you were on stage, it sounded like the whole venue.
It was the whole venue. They were the whole venue.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
no, they've been pretty supportive through the whole thing and they always show up and cheer me on. So it's kind of nice to have that
That's
group
so
of
cool.
friends and the family. So
I feel
yeah.
like I heard them in Pittsburgh when you got awarded your pro
You
card
probably
all the
did.
way
You
from
probably did.
Vegas.
With the clunker shirts. Yeah.
That was really cool because I've had people like go kind of all out for some of my competitors, but you've got like a really solid crew
Yeah.
there. That was
Yeah.
fun. That makes
Posters
it a lot
and
of fun.
t-shirts and yelling, the yelling.
So you've been a competitor for a long time, and I love that you got coaching prior. Because everything you do in this journey is part of your process that makes you who you are today, you
Yeah.
know? How long have you been competing? And, what's one thing that you think was the most important for you to get to this step, or maybe like lesson of prepping that just really helped you succeed and, like that just really launched your path?
Learning that resting doesn't mean you're quitting, and resting is like also essential to being competitive. Like you
Yeah.
need that to excel forward. Because if you just keep pushing, 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 like you'll burn yourself out. And I did.
You know what? I'm really glad you mentioned that because you were slightly detrained when we started.
Hmm.
But I do think that that was part of your success. And I knew you weren't even getting coached in the off season, but
Yeah.
I actually think that break was really good for you.
Yeah.
And you'll see as we reverse, we start making more on track things happen and stuff
Yeah.
like that, which you're having an incredible reverse. And that's what I like about you is like you can really turn it on when the prep season starts. You do enough in the off season to keep yourself in good shape, and rest really is important. I think we tend to get into algorithms where we're trained 7 days a week, and that's really not how we should be doing it. Even on our prep, I know we pulled back your training probably to less than you had ever done in a prep.
Which was also terrifying to me because I'm like, why are we pulling back? But it actually was needed, and it's just taking those breaks is essential.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really allowed you to put everything into this prep. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. And I think that's what's so cool about you, because you probably need those breaks to be a mom and do all the things you're doing. Because, you know, even though you did all of those things, there's only so much like time you can pull out of the bank account for different things while you're doing this and working. So I think that's so cool. What would you tell someone watching, you know, who wants to get their pro card? Like, what advice would you give them to pursue their dream?
Just don't quit. Like, just keep going after it, you know, and it does come. And it's okay if the season's over. It's okay if you call it a season, but just, you know, go back into it. Like, don't give up on your dream. It'll come. Mine took a long time, but it'll come.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we did junior nationals. I think you were 7th or 6th. You were,
yeah, 7th, I think, this year, which actually was in 23. I was 6th, and so this one was 7th. So that was kind of like, oh, you know.
yeah. But you didn't seem too upset about it, you know.
Nope.
And we were able to pick back up. You had a great time at dinner with Kiara and everyone
so
on the
sweet. She's
on the
amazing.
water. That was still one of my favorite places I've been to
cool.
post show. But that was another thing I liked about you. I knew you would be a champion, because some people will really like fret about that stuff. And you know, you're in a different city. You're in a place where you can actually like enjoy yourself and have experiences. And even though we all want to win, it didn't ruin your whole, you know, weekend, which was awesome.
It's a part of the process. I think every time that I didn't win or take like 1st to 5th place, like those are the important like learning lessons that like, okay, like you have to, like if you fall or fail, like getting back up is like the lesson, you know, like keep going. You don't just give up.
Absolutely. I think that's great advice. Just keep chipping away and never give up. But thank you so much for jumping in today. I think people are going to really love being on here. Is there anyone you want to thank as far as like other people that were part of your journey? Any like suits, sponsors, anything like that?
Sean Couture did my red suit, which actually is kind of funny because I've always done blue. I think I only wore the red suit. I've had it for like 4 years, but I've only done it one other time. And this season, we just wore it the whole time. So Sean Couture did her. And then my hair is done by Olga. And then I just use the makeup at the venues and just all the support from my friends and family, cheering from the audience.
Absolutely. The tanning people, they were amazing.
Oh, yeah. The tanning at Masters, shout out to them. They made sure everything was amazing and perfect and fixed me like 7 times. So.
Yeah, they did do a lot of fixing.
Yeah.
I think they could tell. They're like, this girl is probably going to win. Like when you were backstage, it was like, I felt like there were a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah, I did feel like that. I was like, why?
Kept telling you that.
Aura happening?
I was like, people know it's like, you look good. You know, so
it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling going into that weekend.
That's so amazing. It's funny because I felt it with both you and Steph. Like, because even Steph, when she was getting ready, when you were getting ready, I felt like a lot of people were stopping to look at you guys. And I'm like, that's always a good sign. Because usually for me as a coach, it's been, you know, I feel like I can always pick the overall winner, like in the pump up line. And they just look good standing there. But I was there at the show and I thought to myself, my gosh, I've got 2 clients who look amazing just standing there before they're even posing. That's a good sign. So I was like, it's my turn now. So this felt really good. So, well, congratulations again.
Thank
it was
you.
such a pleasure to help finalize the process for you and be a part of your journey.
Yeah,
and
I appreciate you coming in and helping me get to that point that I've been trying to get to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you later, leaner.